A family friend composed this lovely essay reflecting on Beethoven, Sabbath, and his own expectations of retirement. In it, he references a speech made by the composer Benjamin Britten about the holy triangle that, when fully operative, gives music an almost magical power. Composer, performer, and listener. Music requires more of an audience than merely hearing. It isn't a passive activity. There is work involved, skills to develop with practice. And failure to do this work and develop those skills robs music of its power to elevate. Well, much the same could be said about worship. There is a risk in worshiping over Zoom because it might lead you to assume that you are in a passive role, that nothing is required of you other than to have your screen on and staying muted. These videos we put together, they're pretty good, but they aren't Beethoven. This one, or even this one. For this to mean anything requires something of you, too. So, for our call to worship this morning, let's do a little work. Let's practice a skill that will make our hearts and minds more attuned to God's voice in our time together. Let's practice gratitude. So, toward that end, we're going to invite you to unmute yourself. And when this screen comes up, to give expression to your gratitude. Let's start by going back and thinking about our lives. Who are the people whose love brought out the best in you? When you have had something to celebrate, who did you want to celebrate it with? When you had struggle and sorrow, who did you look to for comfort? These people were not put into your life by accident. They are gifts. Let's say their names with gratitude. And speaking of gifts, how about this creation? What of our earth's many provisions have you tasted or touched, seen or heard that deserves a shout out? How about this air you take in with each breath? Or that show autumn put on for us? What creatures, what locations, what foods bring you delight? These things were not put into your life by accident. They are gifts. Let's name them with gratitude. Now, a lot of people are sick right now. And while that is cause for concern, cause for gratitude are all those devoted to getting us to the other side of all this. From doctors and nurses to long-haul truckers and mail carriers, from laboratory scientists to test subjects, police officers to school teachers. There are people who take great risks just by doing their job. You may or you may not know them by name, but they were not put into your life by accident. They are gifts, and they deserve our gratitude. This is our call to worship, our invitation to engage in the triangular activity of worship. You in your corner, this recording in another, and our God at the point, the giver of every good gift, who is worthy of our gratitude and praise.